everyone, and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to concentrate on the back. Going to do some exercises to help strengthen and mobilise the spine. And we're going to start down on the mat. So if you'd like to make yourself comfortable on the back of the mat, first we're going to start with the head position. If you find your chin is jutting away from the chest, perhaps it would be more comfortable for your neck to have a little pillow or a cushion underneath. The ideal position should be with the chin parallel, jaw nice and relaxed, and shoulders nice and wide and open. So please grab a cushion if you need it to start with. We're going to go down onto the back and just relax the arms and shoulders to the side. We're going to find our neutral core, and to do this, the distance between the pelvic floor and belly button should be in a level line, like a spirit level, balancing on the two. And to find this, if you tuck your tailbone under and lift up the pubic bone, and then press the pubic bone down and lift in the tummy button, and just continue with this little wiggle waggle like a marble, rolling between the pubic bone and the tummy button. And your neutral spine will, when the marble rests in the center, so the pubic bone, belly button are in line. This may cause your back to have a little gap. It may have a big gap or a small gap. As long as your pubic bone, belly button are in line, this is your neutral core. Thoracic, the rib area, needs to be soft. Try not to let the ribs flare and dome, as this creates undue pressure on the lower back. So if you take a breath in and soften the ribs without pushing into the pelvis, you will engage your neutral spine. Your pelvis should be level side to side. And we're just going to start with the hands resting on the pelvis. The elbows are off the floor. We're just going to slide one leg forward and return. Breathe in to prepare for this move. Exhale to slide. Inhale to return. And what we're trying to do here is stop our pelvis from tilting or moving side to side. So this is stabilizing your core muscles. And we'll do 4 more. Breathing out to lengthen and in to return. Maintaining neutral spine, and perhaps lifting the pelvic floor as you return the leg back. And the last one. Exhale, inhale. And now we'll introduce the arms. Again, we're trying to stabilize the shoulder, so try not to stretch into this move. Keep the shoulder the equal distance from your ear as the opposite shoulder, and its opposite arm and leg here, maintaining that little gap or your natural curve in your spine. And try not to push into the supporting foot. Imagine the supporting foot is resting on a lovely juicy strawberry. And one more on each side. Breathing in to open, exhale to return. Lovely breath, and exhale to return. And the next move, we're going to go into single knee float. Turning palms to the ceiling, softening the shoulders. Again, maintaining your natural curve and your neutral pelvis. Prepare with an in-breath. And as you breathe out, lightly float the knee up over the hip, like the lower leg is resting on a coffee table. Exhale to lift. Inhale to return. Try to take as much pressure off the supporting foot as you can. Don't forget your strawberry is resting underneath the ball of your foot. If you wish to carry on, this is level 1. Please carry on at this level. If you feel strong in the core and you can hold your neutral core, come up to level 2. So now both my knees are floating, my tummy is flat, my back is still in neutral. Okay. From here, taking a breath in, as I exhale, I'm just letting my foot gently float down to the floor. Inhale to return. It's very important on this one not to let your back arch away from the floor. Keeping a neutral core and that tummy button engaged throughout with a slight lift of the pelvic floor. If this creates any undue pressure on your back or it's uncomfortable, please go back to the level 1. One more each time. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. You're going to hold both knees above the hips, lifting the head, sliding down. If you find this is uncomfortable on your neck, please do grab your cushion or pillow and place the head down. Otherwise, chin into chest, lifting up. Not too tight so you block your airways. Keep that chin nice and relaxed. Abdominals drawn in. And we pat the hands, 5 for a breath in and 5 for a breath out. To help with the counting, if you breathe in for 5, turn the hands as you breathe out for 5. Breathe in for 5, exhale for 5. If you're finding this is too strong, please do it with single leg. Place one foot down on that strawberry. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to challenge this move, breathing in and on the out breath, let one leg slide forward. In breath to return. Exhale to slide forward. In to return. Exhale. One more each side. Inhale to return. Inhale to return. And gently bringing the knees into chest in a little rock side to side. From here, we release the feet or the legs one at a time, bringing them gently down. Now going to go into a move called shoulder bridge. You need to slide your heels a little closer to the buttocks. Knees facing up to the ceiling or the sky in line with your hips. Gently resting the back of the hands on the mat. We start the move with an in-breath and tilting the pelvis so the pubic bone comes up. Now pressing into your big toe and your feet. As you exhale, peel up into a ski slope, keeping the ribs soft. It's very important here not to overlift and dome the ribs. We're trying to lengthen through the body here. My glutes are engaged and my core's engaged. Take a breath in at the top here. And as I exhale, I articulate my spine, connecting each segment of the spine to my mat and relaxing at the bottom. In breath to imprint, lifting the pubic bone. Exhale to lift up, pressing into the toes, into the knees, and lengthening through, tightening the glutes and engaging the core. At the top here, if you feel your arms are able to stretch over, please do. Inhale and always exhale on the return phase. Coming down, returning gradually through the spine, returning the hands. And 2 more in your own time. In breath, exhale, lifting up, pressing into the knees, into the buttocks. My feet are pressing into the floor. Taking that breath in and exhale. If the shoulders are tight, just release the hands as you return the back. Good. And the last one. This one is nice to do with your eyes closed. And do feel the return of the spine. And exhale to come down. I did take away my cushion. Do make sure your head is not too high. You need a relaxed jaw and a relaxed shoulders here on this one. Okay. From here, we're going to bring the feet and knees together. Taking the hands out to the side. I think the seagulls are joining in. So from here, palms to the ceiling, feet and knees together, and just let the knees gently sway side to side. Do listen to your body, especially the spine. If your knees go further one way than the other way, please don't force the move. Just go where it feels comfortable on your spine. Taking your time with this one, and if you can control movement with the breath, breathing out as you lower the legs, pause to breathe in, breathe out as you draw your abdominals down into the mat to return the knees. You can turn your head as I'm doing, the opposite side to the knees, or simply keep the head facing the ceiling. And exhale. Coming back to centre. I'm going to go into some gentle curl-ups. I'm taking my feet and knees hip distance apart. My hands are gently supporting the head. Try to avoid on this move clasping your hands and lifting and lowering the head with the hands. The idea is to engage your core muscles. So we're going to visualize our strawberry is now underneath the spine in our natural curve. Our hands lightly supporting the head. Chin is lightly tucked in. Breathe in to prepare for the move. And as you exhale, I'd like you to slide your ribs down. Try not to have any movement in your hips or your upper legs. Coming down slowly. We're breathing out, ribs are sliding down. This is not a crunchy. We are not using the leg muscles. It's entirely the core, and I'm lifting my pelvic floor to stabilize the hips here. So avoid moving the lower body at this stage, as this is creating the work along that transverse abdominis, your inner core muscles. No global muscles are working here. Inside, flattening my tummy. 2 more. And exhale. We're going to bring our knees gently to our chest, pointing the toes. This time, with the pelvis tilting, your back will be flat on the mat. We're going to go into a move called single leg stretch. I'm going to take my left hand on the right knee and my right hand on my heel, just for a bit of coordination, and lengthen the opposite leg, changing position here. This arm movement keeps my chest open. If you wish to, you can lift your head, drawing the chin lightly to the chest. Now try not to let your tummy dome here. If your tummy starts to dome, you'll only be working your hip flexors. You need to anchor your pelvis using your core muscles. So my back on this move is connected to the mat. If I had my strawberry there, it'd be jam. If you want to challenge this move, take the hands to the head with the elbows wide. Lifting from the shoulder, not the elbow, crossing over with the out breath. And 2 more. Hands on the knees, slowly bringing the head down. Again, bringing the feet down one at a time. It's quite important to do this, because sometimes if you let the legs go down together, the back will leave the mat and arch. So for less weight, coming forward one at a time. From here, we're going to roll onto our side. I'm just going to do a very basic side leg kick. I prefer to have my head nice and flat and resting on a cushion, so my spine is nice and straight and I haven't got any curves in the spine. So I'm going to work to stabilize my spine. So from here, the next interesting point here is the waist. You need to have a feel or an actual lift of the waist. So again, your spine is nice and straight, and your waist is equal on each side. If I was to slouch, my tummy downs, my waist is on the floor, and I've got a big dip here and no dip there. So to strengthen and work through the spine, I'm going to lengthen away so my waist on this side and this side of the body are equal. And from here, I'm just going to lift and lower one leg. It is not a high lift. If I go too high, my pelvis dips, my waist squashes. So that is not going to strengthen my core. It's not going to cause me any damage. It's going to work my glutes, but I really want to work my core here. So the important point on this move for Pilates is to feel that your core is engaged throughout the movement. You may not get an actual lift, but I'd like you to have a feel of a lift, that this hip isn't coming up to your rib cage. You are maintaining that lovely line. If you feel a little wobbly, do bend the bottom knee or lightly rest your hand. And just 2 more here. And hold. Another point to remember is the head alignment. Try not to slouch and create a hunched back. In Pilates, we try and lengthen everything. So realign everything so you are balancing on that washing line or tightrope. And we are going to challenge this move by lifting and lowering the lower leg. Hold the double leg stretch. Lengthen the toes away from you, stretching the arm overhead, squeezing the glutes, tightening the core muscles, trying to stabilize your pelvis and shoulder girdle by moving the legs. 4 more, 3, 2, and hold, and slowly relax back down. Just give the leg a gentle stretch over the body. Okay, from here we're going to go on to all fours. On all fours, making sure our hands are underneath the shoulders. Our head, if this was a mirror, my face would be reflected in the mirror in front of my fingertips and not in line with my hands. So shoulders back and neck nice and long with the chin lightly tucked in. Knees are hip distance apart and knees are underneath each hip. Shoulders back and down. What I'd like you to do here is just a little pelvic tilt, not a cat stretch. My shoulders are staying still. I'm just mobilizing my lower back and pressing back. And just 2 more here. Now come to the neutral position, which is halfway between the two. So I'm not dipping my pubic bone, I'm not pushing my tailbone back. It's in the middle, and I have a gentle curve in my lower back. From here, we're going to engage our core muscles. To find the core muscles, first of all, whatever you had for lunch, dinner or tea, let your abdominals drop down. And without sucking in, I want you to feel a lift or a sucking up from the pelvic floor, and then that tightening of maybe a hipster belt around the hip joint. And then release again, and lift and engage. Now maintaining this neutral core with the pelvic floor engaged, we're going to slide, alternating leg, just sliding back. Today I brought some props with me, so you can use anything. In my classes I usually use plastic cups or paper cups now, but it's too windy out here and they fall off. So I'm going to place an essential commodity on my back. And do try to put something there, because it really does make you focus on your pelvic stability. And the idea is to keep those nice and still on your back. Okay. If you wish to challenge the move, you can start introducing the opposite arm to leg. it just gives you that awareness of stabilizing your core and maintaining stability in your pelvis. Breathing in to lengthen and exhale to lift. If you'd like to challenge your balance, hold the next lift and the resting foot that's on the floor, see if you can lift the foot off the mat. That was a bit of wind, not my wind, the wind that was coming through the garden. Lengthening, lifting and holding. And then coming back down and going in to a shell stretch. Reaching forwards, maybe bringing the hands back just to relax the shoulders. If you find this is a little uncomfortable on your neck, do find a towel or a cushion and rest the forehead gently down on the cushion. Now we'll just go over to the opposite side for that single leg kick. So those are singles. So again, lengthening the head in line and not looking down at your feet or your body. Lengthening, that lift in your waist or that feel of a lift, and this hip away the same distance from the rib cage, so not closed in here. Just starting with a single knee float here. If you find it's a little uncomfortable on the supporting hip, people sometimes find it gentler to bend the bottom leg. But to challenge your balance, keeping that leg still and the upper arm resting on the thigh. The shoulders relaxed and it's a tiny out breath on the lift. And I'm just relaxing as my leg lowers back down. 4 more. And holding this one. And again, if you find your balance needs a little assistance, place your hand on the floor. Otherwise, hand on the side and lifting and lowering the bottom leg while maintaining that neutral spine. Try not to collapse at the hips. Hold the double leg lift, reaching up to the sky, lengthening over. Make sure your legs are in line with the hips and you are not taking your feet behind you for the back. Reaching out, tightening the buttocks, and to challenge the move, a little scissoring of the legs. You may find one side is slightly easier than the other side. Holding still, lowering the legs, bringing the arm over. Just take a moment to give that leg a little rest. And we're going to roll onto our tummies. Do watch this one. If you find on your tummy your back hurts because of gravity compressing the discs, please go onto your back. Make sure on your tummy you are engaging your core. And by engaging your core, you are drawing your pubic bone down, which creates a little gap where your strawberry is underneath the abdominals. Try not to over squeeze the buttocks here. Try and let the core muscles hold that position. Just going to go into baby cobra. Our hands are resting underneath the shoulders and the elbows are lightly resting on the mat. Take a breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm just floating out ever so gently through the upper back. Now try not to push into your hands or elbows and let your back muscles do the work for you. Exhale, maintaining that hips to belt connection through the core muscles. And 2 more. hold this last one, dropping down the shoulders. If you have the flexibility in your back and you'd like to have an extra stretch, please come up, holding on your hands here. Breathing in and exhale to control the lower through the hands and core. Floating up onto the knees, sliding back. This time lift your bottom up and stretching your arms forward. A lovely stretch at the back. Again, if you'd like to use your headrest, place the forehead on your cushion. From here, I'm going to take my left hand to my right and just stretch my left side of my body. Lifting up the tailbone and lovely elongation of that left side. Couple of breaths here. Gently walking the hand back to centre and taking the right hand across to the left to stretch the left side of the body. Right side of the body. Then from here, gently sliding my hands towards my feet and coming in to a gentle back stretch. If you find this stretch uncomfortable on your knees, roll onto your backs and hug your knees. Relaxing the shoulders here. Gently coming up and returning on to your back. From your back here, I'm going to take my feet as wide as the mat and my knees are as wide as the mat also. A few gentle stretch for the hips. Again, if this is uncomfortable, bring the knees and feet together. I'm just going to let my knees float over to my left side and just relaxing here. When you return, the top leg, let the top leg come up first, opening, and then when the weight of that top leg lifts the bottom leg, let the bottom leg lift, keeping the distance between the two knees. Top leg first, opening, stretching through the inner thighs, and then let the bottom leg come up with the tilt of the pelvis. It's a lovely, lovely stretch. One more each side. Opening and slowly coming over. Last one. And return to centre. Let's bring my feet back in line with the hips and the knees in line with the feet. Give my right knee a hug, hugging down to as close to the chest as comfortable for you. Here you may find you get a stretch in your buttock. From here, just let the ankle circle and reverse. And then if you can, take this stretch a little further, slide the left leg forward, keeping this knee close to the chest. If this causes your back to lift off the floor, keep the supporting leg, the straight leg, slightly bent. So keeping the back down, the knee close to the chest, taking the stretch where it works for you. And lengthen the top leg and just reach up, holding or supporting the leg where it feels comfortable. Shoulders relaxed. And again, a couple of ankle circles in this position in each direction. Don't forget to bend the supporting leg if your back feels it's been pulled off the mat. From here, I'm going to slide my straight leg into a bent leg, and I'm going to concentrate on the hamstring on my leg to the ceiling. I'm going to flex my foot and feel in the stretch from the back of the leg all the way up to my ankle. Breathing into the stretch. And I find a nice stretch after the hamstring is bringing the knee back in, sliding the supporting leg away and taking this leg gently over the side. Little pressure on the top of the hand and looking over to the side. So I'm looking to the right and it's my right leg going over. I'll return gently and place my heel just above the knee on the thigh, sliding the left leg in, and again opening that right knee. And just holding the stretch on the psoas inside the pelvis here. If you're more flexible and you're happy to lengthen the supporting leg, please do so. But if this causes your neck to tense and your shoulders to feel uncomfortable, bring the foot down for support and just concentrate on the stretch, opening the knee from here. A couple of breaths into the stretch. And then we'll repeat these moves on the opposite leg. Bringing the left knee towards the chest. And this is a stretch for the upper hamstrings and your buttocks. Gentle circle of the ankle. And the other way. And again, if your back allows you to lengthen the leg, please do so. So we have a hip flexor stretch here and the quad, hamstring and glutes on this side. Again, if your back allows you to keep these legs, the supporting right leg straight, lengthening the left leg to the sky, holding the hamstring stretch. And here we do a couple of circles of our ankle, one way and then the other way. Again, if you feel more benefit with the supporting leg bent, please do so. And pressing that heel to the ceiling to stretch the back of the leg, softening the shoulders and supporting the leg through the stretch. Softening the knee, bringing the left knee to the chest, lengthening the right leg away. Bringing the left knee across the body line to stretch the outer hip, left hand to the side. You're going to look over the left side, bringing that left knee over into the stretch and holding the stretch for a couple of nice breaths here. As you breathe out, relax deeper into the stretch. Slowly returning to center, placing the left heel just above the knee on the right thigh, sliding the right leg in, open in the left leg here for the hip stretch or psoas stretch. Again, if you'd like to support the right leg and lengthen that leg, please do so. But if that creates tension in the upper back and shoulders, I find it best to keep the foot on the floor. And gently releasing by bringing the knee in, feet on the floor. Gently roll on to one side using your hands to come up to a seated position. Do one more stretch here, sitting nice and tall, holding the hands onto the shin. Make sure your back is straight. So what we're doing here is lengthening the spine, lifting the rib cage until the rib cage is over your pelvic girdle. Holding the stretch here for a moment. And if you feel, you can bring that leg over, rotate through the body and give this knee a gentle hug towards your chest. Try not to let the shoulders go out of alignment here. Try and lengthen up through the crown of the head and not sit in your hand. And we return to the opposite side, floating the leg in. And just lengthen the leg. Try not to depend too much on your hands here. Try and get that feel of that lengthening through the core muscles. And again, if you feel you can challenge this move, bringing the knee over, wrapping the arm around and rotating through the shoulders, relaxing those shoulders, that crown of the head is nice and tall, like your spine is a broom handle all the way down to the tailbone. Gently return to centre. And I thank you very much, and I hope you find the exercises useful. Do listen to your body, and if you find any of the movements hurt or uncomfortable, maybe best to avoid or go down a level. Thank you once more.